The historic goods and services tax regime came a step closer to meet its July 1st target of the rollout, with the Lok Sabha approving 4 supplementary legislations. The Central GST Bill, the Integrated GST Bill, the GST Compensation to States Bill and the Union Territory GST Bill were passed after negation of a host of amendments moved by the opposition parties. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed the passage of GST supplementary bills by the Lok Sabha. In a tweet, PM Modi said, "Congratulations to all the countrymen over the passage of GST bills. New year, new law, new Bharat." With the Lok Sabha approving 4 supplementary legislations, the historic GST regime came a step closer to meet its July 1st target of rollout. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley allayed apprehensions about rise in prices of goods and commodities after the rollout of GST, saying tax rates will be kept near current levels to ensure that there is no inflationary impact. He said preparations to roll out the new tax regime is nearing completion and the process to classify categories of commodities will start next month. Rajya Sabha has returned the Finance Bill 2017 to the Lok Sabha with 5 amendments moved by the opposition. Of the 5 amendments, 3 were moved by Digvijay Singh of Congress and 2 by Sitaram Yechuri of CPIM. The bill gives effect to the financial proposals of the central government for the financial year 2017-18. 8 coaches of Jabalpur Nizamuddin Mahakaushal Express derailed in the wee hours near Mahoba station in Uttar Pradesh. According to the initial reports, around 12 passengers of the Delhi-bound train were injured in the incident, which took place at 2:07 am. The cause of derailment is yet to be ascertained. The Supreme Court has banned the sale and registration of vehicles which are not compliant with BS4 emission norms from April 1st across the country. The Apex Court observed that the health of the people is far more important than the commercial interest of the automobile manufacturers. Green bodies lauded the court's decision. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked the BJP MPs to use social media to spread the word on social welfare schemes launched by the government. Addressing the meeting with party MPs from various states in New Delhi, Prime Minister asked them to use social media effectively and judiciously. He also cautioned MPs against losing touch with their constituency. In a setback to the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal has directed the 97 crore rupees to be recovered from Aam Aadmi Party that was allegedly splurged by the city government on advertisements in violation of the Supreme Court guidelines. The LG also ordered an inquiry into the spendings on the advertisements projecting Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his party and asked the Chief Secretary to fix responsibility. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will meet United States President Donald Trump when he travels to Washington later this year. A statement issued by the White House says President Trump is looking forward to hosting Prime Minister Modi in Washington later this year. At least 12 people were killed and 3 others injured in a head-on crash between a church bus and pickup truck in the southwest Texas. The church bus had 14 people aboard when it collided with a pickup truck, with 1 person in that vehicle. Police said that the cause of the crash was still under investigation. A suicide truck bomb targeted a police checkpoint in the southern Baghdad, killing 15 people and wounding 45. The bomber detonated the vehicle, an oil tanker laden with explosives. No one immediately claimed responsibility for the attack, but the Islamic State group has carried out similar attacks as their territorial hold in Iraq weakens. Theresa May formally began Britain's divorce from the European Union, declaring there was no turning back and ushering in a tortuous exit process that will test the bloc's cohesion and pitch her country into the unknown. In one of the most significant steps by a British leader since World War II, Theresa May notified European Union Council President Donald Tusk in a hand-delivered letter that Britain would quit the club it joined in 1973. Turkey has announced its military campaign inside northern Syria was over, without specifying whether it will pull its troops out from the neighboring country. Turkey's top advisory National Security Council, chaired by President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, said the half-year-long offensive in Syria has been concluded successfully in a statement. 2 Turkish female distance runners Elvan Ablagez and Gamze Bulut are set to be stripped of silver medals from the 2008 and 2012 Olympic Games after being handed bans for doping. Both women appeared on the IAAF's latest list of doping violations and sanctions. Music icon Bob Dylan will finally receive his Nobel Literature Prize this weekend at a meeting with the Swedish Academy in Stockholm. But no media will be allowed to cover the meeting, and the famously reclusive Dylan will only give a lecture required of him in a taped version at a later date. The 75-year-old kept silent for weeks after he was announced as the Nobel Literature Laureate in October and snubbed a ceremony in December to receive the prize.